A long time ago, we heard about a curse associated with jade mining.
I feel like we're tested every minute of every day.
Get out of the way!
Oh, Jesus. No matter how bad it gets, it's never going to get bad enough for me to stop. Everybody's fight ends at some point. How much can you handle? How much can you fight? Where's your line?
Jade Fever, streaming now on Outdoor.
The TVWAN News is proudly brought to you by
Hello and welcome to TVWAN News. I'm Carol Kidu Jr. In this edition, future political plans include a new party, Daga Coffee sets sail for Europe, and NFS to host PNG's inaugural NRL match. A massive 214.5 billion kina has passed through the government budgets over the last 12 years without any proper mechanism to monitor and evaluate the use of these funds. Prime Minister James Marape pointed this out during the launch of the National Monitoring and Coordination Authority last night, reinforcing the importance of having this new agency in place to monitor and scrutinize the use of government funds.
With the nation at the threshold of its 50th independence anniversary, Prime Minister James Marape raised concerns about how huge budgets have been passed in the last 12 years, but no data in the government records to justify this spending.
From 2013 to 2018, our total 6-year budgets under the past government was 83.5 billion kina. 2019 to 2024, last 6 years under the Pango administration, the collective 6 years spent was at 131 billion kina. All in all, the last 12 years, 214 or 215 billion kina has passed through previous treasurers and current treasurers and under the last 2 prime ministers that have served this country. I speak from this background of executive government, not knowing exactly what has happened on the ground. Statistics are weak, and the results that we have delivered is not really clearly evident. And number one. Number two, the requirement of our public finance reporting is really poor and not up to standard.
He said despite these budgets, countless strategies and plans, results have not been tangible, and the monitoring and evaluation system of the government needs an overhaul. With his reign to last until 2027, making him the second longest-serving Prime Minister after Sir Michael Somare, he does not want to reinvent the wheels. Instead, his cabinet has created a National Monitoring and Coordination Authority to ensure the good use of government funds in the years going forward.
And so it is guilt written over me, and should be all of us, if we do not know what is happening to the public funds that has passed through. Okay. And so NMCA comes in to fill in these gaps that remain amidst us. Budgets must align to plans. Plans must be implemented as approved. loose ends must be closed so that every program is delivering on expected outcomes that was envisaged right from the start.
One of his government's agenda has been to grow the economy, and he says he does not want this effort to be wasted through corrupt practices, and NMCA is vital to monitor and scrutinize government projects. Ruth Rungala, TV1 News.
Book-belong Pikanini students from Hagara Library Learning Center had an unforgettable book week adventure at Hastings Deering in Hohola. The visit inspired by the reader, "When I grow up, I want to be a heavy equipment operator," began with a warm welcome from Pacific Islands Executive Manager John Hendry and his team. Dressed in safety gear, the children experienced hands-on activities, including operating a CAT simulator, using a control board, touring the warehouse, and visiting the workshop to see the giant tools used by diesel fitters and engineers. The highlight was standing beside the massive CAT wheel loader 993K with tires weighing over 5 tons. The day ended with cake, refreshments, and plenty of smiles. The Melanesian Institute for Pastoral and Economic Services, based in Goroka, has been a major driver of sorcery accusation-related violence, mostly in the Highlands region in Papua New Guinea, for several years. It is using community forums, educational campaigns, and workshops to equip youth and community members with the tools for evidence-based thinking, challenging unverified beliefs.
The Melanesian Institute, in partnership with law enforcement agencies, educational institutions, religious organizations, and local leaders, is now leading a new initiative in addressing deeply ingrained beliefs about sorcery that have led to violence, particularly against women in Papua New Guinea. The initiative seeks to create a more informed and resilient society. Accusations of sorcery, often based on superstition, have affected women, making them targets of violence and discrimination. The Melanesian Institute staff were in Yonki, Eastern Highlands Province, recently, starting the initiative with a series of workshops in the districts of Kainantu and Goroka from August 4 to 6. The program aims to foster critical thinking and constructive dialogue throughout the Highlands region, to countering violence linked to these allegations and reinforcing human rights. Religious leaders are also playing a vital role by promoting messages of compassion over fear to transform public perceptions. The success of the program could serve as a model for other regions facing similar challenges. Rita Kana, TV1 News.
Provincial member for East Sepik, Alen Bird, announced on social media on Wednesday that he will contest the national general elections one last time in 2027. Governor Bird's announcement certainly brings mixed emotions. He has been a vocal and no-nonsense member of parliament over the past 8 years. He has been an MP. Bird stated he has accomplished his goal as a member of parliament, sat down with TV1 News reporter Jasmine Irajak this morning for a chat about his decision to run for office in 2027 and future plans in politics.
In 2017, provincial member for East Sepik, Alen Bird, became a member of parliament for the first time and continues to serve the people of East Sepik 8 years running. While he has initially said 10 years was enough time to serve the people of East Sepik, it seems the governor has had a change of heart because of more than 127,414 people. This morning he shared more on that decision and his future plans in politics.
When you set out to achieve something, and when you achieve it, you move on. Look, human beings get lazy. It's just in our nature. Human beings also get comfortable. It's in our nature. You don't keep banging your head against a rock. If you're just going to bleed to death, And But the thing also with me is that I've got a corporate background. I'm the sort of person that can start a business today and in 7 years' time it will be flourishing, because I've done it many times. So, I still want to do that. There's a few things I want to do, which will be, for me, like, I'm not going to go and relax and rest on my laurels. And I think it's going to impact a lot of people.
After close consultation with key supporters in the CIPIC and around the country, Governor Bird decided to concede and run his last election.
So whilst, it hasn't impacted 100% of CIPICs, and, that's a big ask, I think it's impacted the majority of CIPICs. And so I felt that okay, and what will we finish now? What else am I going to do? Am I going to waste my time in Parliament talking to people who don't understand what it is I'm trying to say? People who get upset with me for saying the things I'm saying, I should be spending my time in more productive pursuits, you know what I mean? And so that's the way I was thinking. But then, and I get this a lot when I meet Papua New Guineans, and even when I was back home in CIPIC and, just going up to some of our villages, opening a little health center or just meeting people, and they're all saying, look, you can't leave. You can't abandon us. And then they start crying. And so I'm like, oh my God, so you stop and you start to think again. Yeah. I guess if we're not making other people's lives better, then, what's the point of us being here?
Bird shared that he's joining a new party now with young, like-minded MPs.
With the call now for me to, I guess, a lot of people are saying I should try and put my hand up for Prime Minister by leading a party. So I'm joining I like the underdog. All my life I've been fighting for the little guy. So, and even though the first party I ever joined was Pangu. And when nobody else was in Pangu, I was one of the ones. I'm still a life member of Pangu Party. It's now a large organization. I think it's lost its way. It doesn't know what it's doing. And I think because a lot of the people that are in there are not really Pangu, They just joined because it's a big party. So I'm joining a small party. There's 2 members of parliament in there currently. So I don't want to reinvent the wheel, And they've got, you look for like-minded people. And they've got a good organization. The 2 MPs are young, which is good because then I get to mentor them. Because I intend to exit in 2032. I really don't want to stay in politics because it's really nasty business. Papua New Guinean politics is cutthroat.
An announcement will be made once formalities are completed at the end of this month. In the meantime, Governor Bird has made a call for better leadership to move the country forward. Jasmine Rojak, TVWAN News.
A change in the game is to be expected from the new political party that Mr. Bird will be joining. He confirmed it will be different to other political parties. The organization will be managed online.
For me, by 2022, I'm going to go out. Hopefully, we change the culture. One of the things we want to do, and with the new political party, because the members are young, even the executives are young, they're smart young Papua New Guineans. And so a lot of my suggestions they've agreed to, which you won't get in a large party. The large party is already set in its ways. They don't want to change. So for instance, one of the things we've done is we've paid for some very smart young Papua New Guineans to develop for us an online application. So, I always preach about transparency and good government. So if I'm going to be part of a political party, I want that organization to be transparent and accountable. It starts there. So the app is already developed. So, for example, I expect if someone wants to join our political party, they can pick up a telephone and go online, become a member, take their photo, load up their details, and it's going to be totally private. One of the problems with PNG politics is that after you vote for the member of parliament, you have no control over this member of parliament or what he does. I'm like Bloem now, we are trying to create something different. And this is where I said, being part of a new party, they're open to new ideas. So I said, like if we're going to vote on a bill in Parliament and we have, say, 1 million members online, what we want to do is get that bill, put it onto the site and say to all our members, have a look and tell us what you think. Should we support it or should we not support it?
You're watching TV1 News. After the break, Governor Bird calls for respect among members of Parliament and city residents concerned about safety as NCDC carries on with roadworks ahead of 50th independence celebrations.
For too long, banking has felt out of reach for many. But now, BSP's One-Took wallet is here to change that. Send and receive money, pay bills, and top up. It's your money, wherever, whenever. Because at BSP, we are committed to improving how our customers connect to our One-Tooks, to our family, to the ones we love. BSP's One-Took wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# for everyone.
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaro, get up a big smile on face. Time for kim chicken, a great kumutu. Sip, sip, na mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, PNG and Mia. Find PNG made.
We've been traveling along this road together for over 50 years. Alen Motors acknowledges the visionaries and hard work that have been the driving strength to continued nation building. We live, prosper, sustainably grow with the community, whilst developing quality mobility chains, aspiring to be your first choice on every occasion. Alen Motors, celebrating with Papua New Guinea throughout our independence golden jubilee.
P&G's favorite soft drink now in bottles. Goldspot brings you fresh, bold flavors in brand new 500ml bottles. Taste the rainbow. More freshness, more flavor, more fun. Lime, orange, raspberry, and pineapple. Proudly made in P&G. Proudly Goldspot.
For Simon, life is simple. Dreams seem distant, yet hope remains. One ticket, one dream. Simon's world changed forever. Yes! From small dreams to big possibilities. The One-Took jackpot is here for everyone. Win big every day.
Cold Pal Lemon is tough on stains and gentle on clothes. Cold Pal Lemon has a great lemon fragrance which brightens your clothes and gives that extra freshness that lasts all day long. Cold Pal Lemon, tough on stains, gentle on clothes with extra freshness.
Dummy up, buzzing his way holler, and this should be a fair try. They exploit the opportunity, and they do. Solid defense there from the Magpies. Here's Richard from dummy half. Whoa!
Welcome back. Provincial member for East Sepik, Alen Bird, has called on young parliamentary colleagues in the opposition to have a clear mind and respect the current leadership in the opposition. Bird made this call after a tussle between current leader of opposition Douglas Tumuriesa and Chuave MP James Nomane over the leadership role.
Provincial member for East Sepik, Alen Bird, has urged his younger colleagues in the opposition to approach their roles with clarity and respect for the established leadership. His comments come in the wake of a dispute over the leadership position within the opposition, particularly between current leader of opposition Douglas Tomuriesa and the member for Tuave James Nomane. Bird emphasized during the interview with TVWAN News Today the importance of unity and collaboration within the opposition, especially during times of political tension.
Tomuriesa was probably learning, but like I said, he didn't do anything that would make me want to replace him, in my view. Young Nomane does a lot of work himself. He doesn't let other people do work, which is probably a good thing for him because he operates pretty much as a one-man show, and that's his style. It doesn't suit me because I like to give space to other people, and I think if you're very radical and if you're you need a steady leader, an opposition leader that gives you space. Because if you're going to be the opposition leader and you do all the work yourself, what's the point of having the others in the team, So that's my point of view.
He further cautioned against internal conflicts that could undermine their collective efforts to provide effective oversight and alternative policies to the government. His call for respect highlights the need for experienced members to mentor younger politicians, helping them navigate the complexities of governance and political dynamics.
I have great respect for young Nomane. I think he's extremely talented, him and Iduhu. I've told them to their faces, they're very talented, I like them. But I think they have to learn patience too, and they have to learn to give space to other people to shine as well. So it's something that they'll learn over time, but right now I think young Nomane is a very angry member of parliament, and I understand that. I came in 2017, I was a very angry member of parliament, so I understand what he's going through. He's dealing with it in a way that I wouldn't be dealing with it, but he's a different human being and we respect him for that, and different leader, and he's got a different style. So we just see how it happens. At the moment, I think we're split into two groups, which is understandable. But it doesn't mean we are going to be any less effective. We're still going to turn up on the floor of Parliament, and we're still going to hold the government accountable.
As the opposition navigates these leadership challenges, it will be crucial for its members to focus on their shared goals and responsibilities rather than personal ambitions. Mr. Bird's appeal serves as a reminder of the importance of solidarity within political ranks, which can ultimately impact their efficiency in representing the interest of their constituents. Freddy Mo, TVWAN News.
Port Moresby motorists and residents were advised on August 6th via NCDC's social media page City Sivarai of the upcoming road maintenance works across the city ahead of PNG's 50th independence anniversary in September. The city authority said that the works are crucial to ensure roads remain safe and operational for commuters. However, these maintenance works have sparked concerns by commuters, including lack of clear schedules for the work. On August 6th, Port Moresby motorists and residents were advised of upcoming road maintenance works across the city ahead of PNG's 50th independence anniversary in September. The National Capital District Commission says the works are crucial to ensure roads remain safe and operational for commuters. The maintenance is underway, and as mentioned in the post by NCD, it will affect major four-lane arterial roads including Wagani Drive, Tarama Street, Boroko Drive, Hubert Murray Highway, Paraparana Freeway and Sir John Guy's Drive. Residents have voiced concerns on social media about traffic delays, congestion and lack of clear schedules for the works. Commuters specifically raised frustration over the Kora Way to Freeway Tunnel closure. Some have suggested roadworks be undertaken during off-peak hours or weekends. Others highlighted safety concerns like PMV buses running on footpaths endangering lives of pedestrians. Works have been taking place both day and at night, with temporary traffic disruptions that were expected. The public is urged to adhere to road signage, construction zones, and traffic management setups. Attempts to get a response from City Manager Ravu Frank to share completion dates for the roadworks were unsuccessful. The Special Economic Zone Authority has addressed statements made by the Central Province Governor regarding the Caution Bay SEZ project. SEZA states that the development is lawful, community-focused and not associated with the controversial Conebara Petroleum Park. SEZA emphasized that the industrial park developed by Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited or KPHL is located entirely on state land and has no legal or operational ties to the Conebara Petroleum Park. The authority also refuted claims of inadequate consultation, stating that ongoing engagement has occurred with landowner representatives and relevant state agencies. Grey Cafe Trading has successfully shipped 5 tons of Daga coffee from Milne Bay, PNG to the Republic of Estonia, a country in Northern Europe. The first shipment, which departed late today aboard the Hapag-Lloyd vessel, marks a significant achievement for local coffee farmers and the region's coffee industry. Grey Cafe Trading founder and general manager Graydon Puinam announced that the process shipping 5 tons of Daga coffee from PNG to the Republic of Estonia took 6 months, involving the meticulous transport of beans from the hinterlands to the international marketplace. The coffee beans were handpicked and transported through a complex logistical journey, highlighting the dedication and hard work of the farmers. Despite facing challenges including limited road access and the need for chartered flights, the shipment represents both personal sacrifices and the collective effort of the Daga coffee community. Puinam emphasized the importance of this export in showcasing Daga coffee on a global stage, stating it's not just about money, it's about discovering Daga coffee through their partnership with Estonia. In Estonia, Haynes Sapu of Renegade Coffee eagerly anticipates marketing the Daga coffee under his brand, bringing a taste of Papua New Guinea to Europe. This first historic shipment not only promotes local agriculture but also helps put Milne Bay on the global coffee map. The success of this venture reflects the potential for growth within the region's coffee industry, paving the way for future exports and collaborations. The Department of Transport launched the Medium-Term Transport Plan 3, 2023 to 2027 today in Port Moresby. This strategic plan was put together with support of the sector agencies, key stakeholders and development partners.
Minister for Works and Highways Solan Mirasim, representing Minister for Transport and the Prime Minister, launched the Department of Transport Medium-Term Transport Plan 3, 2023 to 2027 in Port Moresby today. Minister Mirasim thanked all involved in putting the plan together.
The MTP3 is our government's implementation roadmap to build a safe, inclusive, climate-resilient and integrated transport system. Whether by road, by sea or air, MTP3 provides the direction for a transport system that reaches all Papua New Guineans, no matter where we live. Importantly, under this plan, we will continue to prioritize gender equality, disability and social inclusion in the development and delivery of transport programs so that all Papua New Guineans can ultimately benefit from our transport planning.
Secretary for Transport Matthew Wawani said the challenging geographical environment, including mountainous regions and low swampy plains, pose significant land transport connectivity issues. PNG also consists of 4 major islands and over 600 other smaller islands. sparsely covering 9,980 square kilometers of water, presenting a serious transport development challenge for the government of Papua New Guinea. However, there is hope in this 4-year plan. Minister Merisem concluded that the MTP3 has a role in connecting the nation through projects such as Connect PNG and other interventions contained in the MTP3, which are crucial for facilitating the economic activities and improving mobility and access to services. Frida Kana, TV1 News.
And now a look at the finance news. The kina closed lower at $0.2407 in the interbank market. A Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2332 $0.3535 Australian dollars, $0.1911 euro, and 34.00 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold and coffee closed higher, cocoa, palm oil, crude oil, and copper closed lower, and copper closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed higher, the ASX closed higher, and all ordinaries closed higher as well. You're watching TV1 News. We'll have more stories after the break.
Banking doesn't have to be complicated. With PSP's OneTalk Wallet, control your money wherever, whenever. Dial *131#, enter your PIN, select cash in or out, and generate a secure code to withdraw cash. It's the only wallet for cardless ATM withdrawals. Send and receive funds, pay for goods and bills, or withdraw cash with ease. All with BSP's OneTalk Wallet. BSP's OneTalk Wallet. Money made easy. Dial *131# today.
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. With a delicious Milo and milk taste and added nutrients, Milo and milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, PNG and Mia. Fine PNG made.
Rohan, really messing with your game. Time to sweep him out of the room. Or maybe not.
Ding bang ding, ding ding bang, bam bam bang, ding bang ding, bam bam.
Curly, straight, soft, wavy, afro, short, long, healthy. Palmolive Naturals for naturally beautiful hair.
It's formula infused with extracts like coconut oil, aloe vera and avocado to enhance your hair's natural beauty, giving you naturally beautiful hair that always looks gorgeous and smells great throughout the day. Palmolive Naturals.
Have a great hair day!
The PNG LNG project has now generated more than 30 billion kina for Papua New Guinea since production commenced. Nearly half of this amount has been paid as tax. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levies and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Long year 2024, 7 baby born one time HIV. HIV can go long baby long triple rot. Time bel mama ikat HIV, long time long carrying baby, na time baby is susu. Tasol Yumi can help him bel mama, long look out him baby inside long bell. Go quick time long bell mama clinic, na kiss him antenatal check. Time Yumi pan him sick HIV area, o time bell mama i positive penis, early treatment I can save him baby. Give him baby healthy start long life. Stop him spread long sick HIV eagle long baby. This lutok sawa ikam long National AIDS Council Secretariat.
They're running hot. They're running real hot. try.
Welcome back. Dengue fever has struck countries across the Pacific, where health authorities have recorded 23,500 suspected cases and 16,000 laboratory-confirmed cases this year. Nearly 8,000 people have been diagnosed with the disease in Samoa this year, with children accounting for more than 70% of cases. The mosquito-borne illness has killed 18 people, including 6 in Samoa. Cases are escalating fast in Samoa, which recorded more than 1,900 clinically diagnosed dengue cases last week. Experts say the region's hot and humid climate makes it vulnerable to outbreaks, and that these conditions are expected to worsen with climate change. The Pacific's health authorities are scrambling to contain its spread across the region. The World Health Organization says it is the largest outbreak in at least a decade. 2 Western Sydney hospitals have been ranked by patients as among the worst in the state for care. While most hospitals were given a gold star in a survey of more than 25,000 public hospital patients, Blacktown and Liverpool hospitals ranked well below average on multiple measures. Patients have branded them dirty and disorganized, and the health minister has conceded they need to do better.
It's a poor report card that doesn't surprise the locals. Blacktown is one of 2 Sydney hospitals ranked by patients as the worst in the state.
It does worry me. Like, a hospital is like, a kind of safe haven for people, and the fact that it's ranking so low, that is pretty scary.
I'm not surprised because they are understaffed.
Like, personally, I've had good experiences with Blacktown Hospital, but I've heard some horror stories.
Their waiting times are bad. Most people are always asleep on the floor.
The Bureau of Health Information patient survey shows only 54% of those who'd been treated at Blacktown rated their overall care as very good, while at Liverpool Hospital only 51% of patients said the same, both well below the statewide average of 67%. Those 2 hospitals were also least likely to be regarded as very well organised or very clean.
Chris Minns always talks about equity and equality and fairness. Clearly, Western Sydney is missing out when you look at these statistics. We know we need to do better. Those hospitals, particularly Blacktown and Liverpool, face significant stress because of the growth in populations across southwest and northwestern Sydney. That's a fact, that's a challenge.
There were plenty of bright spots in the survey. Overall, more than 9 out of 10 patients around the state rated their care as either good or very good. And it wasn't all bad news for Western Sydney, with Mount Druitt rated the best Sydney hospital for overall care, followed by St Vincent's in Darlinghurst and Hornsby Hospital.
One of the biggest drops in patient satisfaction in this survey related to hospital food. And it's this hospital, Royal North Shore, which patients ranked the worst in the state. Only 13% rated their meals here as very good.
Food for thought for those trying to improve the system.
Senior ministers from Australia and Vanuatu trooped to the top of an active volcano on the island of Tanna for a ceremony to celebrate a major new pact between the 2 countries. Australia Foreign Minister Penny Wong, Deputy Prime Minister Richard Marles and Pacific Minister Pat Conroy joined their counterparts from Vanuatu on the top of Mount Yasur to initial the landmark Nakamal Agreement ahead of formal signature by Prime Ministers next month. Australia is set to funnel some $500 million into Vanuatu over a decade under the pact, which will supplant a bilateral security agreement that was effectively scrapped by the Pacific nation after it was signed in 2022. The Prime Minister of Vanuatu, Jotham Nepat, declared the deal a win-win for both countries. Animal abuse is a common coercive control method used in domestic violence, but how it's recognized in the law varies across the country. Victim survivors want first responders like police and lawmakers to acknowledge this early warning sign they say could save lives.
In the throes of intimate partner violence, Amber's dogs, Rufus and Ruby, were a source of love and protection.
Looking at my dogs every day and looking at my child, it shows you that it's not just about you in that situation, and it gives you a purpose to get out.
She says her perpetrator weaponised this bond, keeping them away from her. When Amber left with her son, shelters couldn't accommodate her dogs. She returned to check on her pets and saw they were being neglected. She kept going back to feed them, risking her safety.
Many women will delay leaving, stay with or return to perpetrators because they're not able to take their animals with them.
A 2024 Commonwealth study found animal abuse is an early warning sign of domestic violence, but also that some victim survivors believe animal abuse will be dismissed by support workers or law enforcement. Domestic violence laws are made by state and territory governments, but there are inconsistencies in the way that animal abuse is recognised. In SA, a bill to criminalise coercive control has stalled, and while animal abuse is referenced in the legislation, it's not explicitly listed as a form of control.
It needs to be included within the definition to avoid any possibility that it's not considered as a means of coercive control.
The draft bill included animal harm as a form of coercive control, but it was dropped after advocacy groups argued that listing behaviours could inadvertently exclude other forms of coercive control.
We want to make sure it's as broad as possible, so it was listening to the sector that led to these changes from the draft.
But victim survivors want assurance that animal abuse is part of the broad definition.
It would save people's lives, people and animals' lives.
The state government says it is considering the inclusion and that it looks forward to debate continuing. It expects the bill will pass by the end of the year.
The Chinese military says it has driven away a U.S. destroyer that has sailed near a disputed area in the South China Sea, while the U.S. Navy has defended its movements as being in line with international law. The first known U.S. military operation within the Scarborough Shoals waters in at least 6 years came a day after the Philippines accused Chinese vessels of dangerous maneuvers and unlawful interference during a supply mission around the atoll. In a statement on Wednesday, the Chinese military's Southern Theater Command said the USS Higgins had entered the waters without approval of the Chinese government. In response, the U.S. Navy's 7th Fleet said China's statement about this mission is false. It added that the Higgins had asserted navigational rights and freedoms near the Scarborough Shoal consistent with international law. A school teacher has found what's now been confirmed as a fossil from a 26-million-year-old marine killing machine. The previously undocumented type of ancient whale was found near Janjuk on Victoria's Surf Coast.
6 years ago, on an early morning beach walk, this school principal made quite a discovery.
So poking it a little bit, this tooth popped out, and to me it looked like it was going to be like a canine from a dog, but dogs didn't exist 25 million years ago, so I knew it was something a little bit special.
It turned out to be part of a skull with ear bones and teeth of a previously unknown whale species. It's been named Janjicitus dullidae after the elated fossil enthusiast.
Well, for 2,224 days I've been waiting for this moment. And like, I've had sleepless nights, I've dreamt about it, I've discussed it with every person that I've ever met.
This ancient species was about the size of a dolphin with sharp teeth and big eyes. Tiny cousins of today's blue whales, they only show up in the fossil record for 5 to 10 million years.
The discovery of a third species of these ancient, tiny, toothed, terrorising baleen whales tells us that there was actually quite a diversity of them. Not just one species that may be visited every now and then, but really a cornucopia of these weird little whales.
This isn't the first time that Jan Juk has provided a glimpse into our prehistoric past. In 2006, Eric Fitzgerald, as a PhD student, restored the skull of what's thought to be a type of baleen whale discovered nearby. The real question now is what else lies beneath the rock?
And that ends the news segment. Coming up in sports, PM Marape welcomes international golfers and rallying behind a PNG NRL dream.
Are you ready to meet the best version of yourself? The one with the bright, confident smile? You've got to take pride in how good you look, how fresh your breath smells, and how great you feel. To boss it at work, to be your best for uni, or to catch the eye of that special someone. You've got to brush up your vibe with whiter, healthier, brighter teeth. Brush up for confidence with Colgate.
Mr. Russell, memang isim-isimnya sa pemilih.
You survey yourself, you can put in one complaint.
I might give him big head. Online by doctor. Nah, also one I'm supposed me on data sorry kissing.
You think him go through all Sam, you like putting this plus sexual harassment report on Mr. Russell.
Who said you making this black complaint?
Joining BCFW na all member blong mi plan na sanap strong against workplace harassment.
Hardware House is more than just a store. It is where quality meets affordability, where culture is proudly celebrated. Spanning 9 provinces, we pride ourselves in offering top-notch customer support and services. We're more than just a store. We're more than a brand. We are Hardware House.
Here's Healy, not his best, got a second kick, he almost got there. He's saying he's in. Davison keeps it going, it's a try on debut. Give it to Lenny, straight through them, nobody can stop him. Attempted, pick out a lovely step, slides, may have got under that. Slow battle between the Wallabies and the All Blacks. We will write their name into Australian sporting history.
Welcome back and thanks for staying with us. The 2025 PNG Golf Open officially teed off today at the Royal Port Moresby Golf Course, featuring a massive lineup of 120 international professional golfers from Europe, the United States, Australia and Papua New Guinea. This year's tournament holds a special significance as it coincides with the country's 50th Golden Jubilee Independence celebrations. In his opening remarks, Prime Minister James Marape highlighted the vibe created by the presence of international golfers, Among the participants are 7 professional female golfers and 20 local golfers from across the country, including a significant number of young female athletes. Marape encouraged young PNGians to consider golf as a viable pathway to professional development.
A pool of professional golfers worldwide coming in. About 12 from US, different states in US, a couple from Europe, Japan, South Korea, China, Malaysia, Philippines, Fiji, and then Australia and New Zealand. So we got 120 professional male golfers and 7 professional female golfers. We also playing with 20 of our best local players from across the country, and 8 of our PNG, young PNG girls from across the country. One coming from Dubai, one from Bululo, Ley. Golf is professional golf can be carried also for young people. We also want our young who are talented to get into professional golfing sports, just like professional rugby.
Amid ongoing discussions regarding the permanent home ground for the PNG NRL franchise, CEO Andrew Hill has confirmed that the team's inaugural match will take place at the Santos National Football Stadium in Port Moresby. This decision follows initial plans that considered the Sir Hubert Murray Stadium as a potential home ground.
The Santos National Football Stadium will host the inaugural match for the PNG NRL franchise. Franchise CEO Andrew Hill put to rest speculation surrounding securing a permanent home ground for the new PNG franchise.
The view of working with government on alternate stadium, we'll continue to have that discussion. But just to be clear, round 1 and our first season is being played here at the NFS. There is a deadline, and that's in March 2028 when we're playing our first home game here.
During the announcement, Hill also provided insights into the ambitious plans for a world-class centre of excellence in Port Moresby. He emphasised that this facility would play a crucial role in attracting talent and visitors to the franchise.
I think once we build it, most people will be surprised at the scale and how good it is. We will have a facility here that will be second to none. And the importance of that facility is that for rugby league players and rugby league staff, it's the one thing that attracts people.
He noted, highlighting the facility's potential impact on the growth and development of rugby league in the region. In other developments, Hill revealed that the PNG NRL franchise board is now calling for expressions of interest from companies as part of the bidding process for the Centre of Excellence. Hill reported an overwhelming response.
Expressions of interest. We have tens of companies who have registered an interest.
The high level of engagement is encouraging and the selection process is underway. Hill is confident that a shortlist will be created shortly, paving the way for contract awards and rapid progress on construction. Acknowledging the financial scope of such a project, Hill emphasized that the Centre of Excellence is a significant investment for the franchise. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
Passionate rugby league supporter and PNG NRL franchise board member Lorna McPherson is rallying support for the National Rugby League dreams of Papua New Guinea. She is backing Prime Minister James Marape's initiative to encourage all Papua New Guineans to take part in the Name Your Team competition through the newly launched website www.yourteamnamehere.com.
The unveiling of the Name Your Team website coincides with the broader Name Your Team campaign, officially launched by Prime Minister James Marape and Australian High Commissioner to PNG, His Excellency Evan McDonald. This initiative aims to engage the public in the exciting journey to naming a new rugby league team that represents the spirit and aspirations of Papua New Guinea. After activating the new website, McPherson expressed confidence and optimism about the overwhelming support for the Name Your Team campaign.
the fact that we are one team and one country, and we want everybody to be part of naming the team so that we go on that journey together as well, because when you unite, it will really make a difference to everybody. So as it says here, it's like, let's put the name on here, and that's why it says your team name here is to put our own team name here in a few weeks or months' time once we get there and we're all aligned with the name of the team. So
her message highlights the importance of community involvement in shaping the new franchise as one team, one country. By submitting team names, the campaign fosters a sense of ownership, pride, and unity among supporters.
Your vote, your time to give us your opinion, your time to name, as PM said. So,
as the campaign progresses, the involvement of Papua New Guineans will be crucial in building a strong and vibrant rugby league culture in the country. Terry Longwood, TVWAN Sports.
Australia has coasted into the semi-finals of the Asian Cup with an 84-60 victory over the Philippines in an incident-free clash devoid of any drama after their spiteful encounter 7 years ago. The infamous basketball in Bokawe in 2018 made headlines around the globe for all the wrong reasons. But there were no such incidents at the more serene King Abdullah Sports City in Jeddah on Wednesday night. Australia will next meet Iran for a place in the final after they defeated Chinese Taipei 78-75, while in the other semi-final, the winner of China-South Korea will meet the victor of New Zealand and Lebanon. In NRL, 10 months on from their epic showdown in the 2024 Grand Final, the Panthers and Storm square off in what many predict will be a preview of this year's decider. On the back of 9 straight wins, the Panthers have risen from last on the ladder to fourth to make it abundantly clear that a 5th consecutive title is still very much on the cards.
With matches against the Storm, Raiders and Bulldogs in the next 3 weeks, the Premiers will get a stern test of their credentials as they head into another final series. The Storm have gone about their business in typically professional fashion, sitting inside the top 4 the entire season and looking every inch a contender to the Premier's crown. After the shock of losing star half Jerome Hughes to a shoulder injury in round 21, they have regrouped to win their next 2 matches and continue building momentum towards September. Panthers coach Ivan Cleary goes with the same 17 that rolled the Knights to make it 9 wins in a row for the Premiers. Skipper Isai Yeo remains sidelined with a shoulder injury. No changes in Wednesday's 24-hour update with Paul Alamoti, the 18th man. A blow for the Storm with star fullback Ryan Heppenhausen sidelined, so Nick Minnie slides into fullback and Marion Seve comes into the centers for his first NRL game since round 4. The forward pack and the bench remain unchanged from last week's win over the Broncos. Nelson Asofa Solomona was listed among the reserves after playing the Queensland Cup last week, but dropped out on Wednesday when the squad was trimmed to 19. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that's all we have for sports. Now for the weather report. Southern region, Port Moresby, partly cloudy with possibility of few showers. Kerma, cloudy periods with few showers and possible thunderstorms. Umase, Lae, partly cloudy with few evening showers and possible thunderstorm. Wewak, partly cloudy with few rain showers. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, partly cloudy with few rain showers. Kokopo and Rabaul, partly cloudy with few showers then rain. Highlands, Mount Hagen, cloudy periods with possible rain showers and thunderstorms. Goroka, Jiwaka and Kundiawa, cloudy periods with rain showers and thunderstorms. Oceans forecast. Coral Sea, seas rough with southeast winds of 25 to 33 knots. Solomon Sea, seas moderate to patches rough with easterly to southeast to winds of 10 to 20 knots reaching 25 to 33 knots. Bismarck Sea, seas slight with east to southeast winds of 10 to 15 knots. Pacific Ocean, sees slight with easterly to northeast winds of 5 to 15 knots. Coastal waters. Waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Island, to Kerma to Yule Island to Port Moresby to Hood Point to Samarai Islands, and waters of Samarai Island to Cape Vogel and Milne Bay Islands, seas 1.5 to 2 meters, rising to 3 meters along warning areas. Waters north of Cape Vogel to Huon Gulf to Finchafen, seas 1 to 2 meters, rising to 3 meters along warning areas. Waters of East and West New Britain, seas 1 to 2 meters, reaching 3 meters along western parts of West New Britain. And that ends another edition of TV1 News. Thanks for your company. Good night.
The TV1 News was proudly brought to you by
Jackpot is rolling over week on week. A life-changing 1 million kina. Get your tickets now. Draws every Friday at 7:30 p.m. Play now at